Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're going to be talking about career goals,
Yeah.
but we're really going beyond just setting them.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about
Setting goals.
setting goals, but like,
How do you actually
how do you get there?
reach them?
Yeah, and the the material we're looking at today is really interesting. It's a podcast episode called "The Art of Goal Setting in Your Career Pathway."
That's a good word.
Yeah, and it has so much in there
It does.
that goes way beyond that typical advice you hear.
Right. And it's not just about
Yeah.
the practical steps. It's really about the mindset,
The mindset.
which is so fascinating.
Yeah. Have you ever
Yeah.
set a goal and then you kind of
Oh, yeah.
self-sabotage?
Yeah.
You don't fully commit or you
get scared.
get scared.
You
The doubts come in.
start to question it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this deep dive is really going to help us unpack all of that.
I think so, too, because the source material talks about how crucial it is to
Yeah.
address those limiting beliefs head on.
Right. Those little voices.
Yeah, the ones that say oh, you're not experienced enough, or what if you fail?
What if everyone thinks I'm stupid?
Yeah, and they can really hold you back.
So how do we silence those inner critics? Because I think we all have them to some degree.
Well, the source material actually suggests a really
Right.
interesting tactic. Instead of just trying to ignore those negative thoughts, actually acknowledge them and then challenge them.
Okay.
Almost like a debate.
Put them on trial.
Put them on trial.
Yeah. Is this really true?
Right. Ask yourself, is there evidence to support this belief?
Yeah.
Or am I just making this up?
Yeah. Or is it just fear?
Is it just fear talking?
I like that.
Yeah.
But what happens when it's it comes from real experience?
Yeah.
You actually had a setback.
Oh, that's a good point.
You're like, oh, I don't want to do that again.
Yep. So that's where I think reframing comes in.
Okay.
The source material encourages you to look back at those experiences not as failures,
Right.
but as learning opportunities.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what did I gain from that situation?
Okay.
How can I use that knowledge to actually move forward?
So turn those perceived failures
Yes.
into fuel.
Into fuel for growth.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So the source material also uses this really interesting example of an intern named James
Oh, yeah, James.
who wants to land a full-time role at his company.
He's got big dreams.
Yeah, but he doesn't just sit around waiting for it to happen.
Right.
He gets strategic.
Yeah, he starts by identifying
Yeah.
the key skills and experience he needs to
Yeah.
stand out
To really stand out.
as a candidate.
Yeah, and he doesn't just make a vague list.
Right.
He creates a structured plan
Yeah.
with specific milestones.
Yes, he does.
For example, he wants to master the company's software, and he sets aside time each week.
Dedicated time,
Yeah, to learn it
inside and out.
inside and out. So he's being proactive,
He is.
and he's building those skills.
Yes, and it's something that anyone listening can apply
Yeah.
to their own career goals.
Yeah.
No matter what they are.
Yeah, think about it.
What specific knowledge do
Yeah.
you need, and break it down into
Yeah.
bite-sized actions
Yeah.
that you can do consistently.
That's like a roadmap.
It is.
That's customized for you.
A customized roadmap.
Yeah, but what happens when things don't go according to plan?
Oh, that's real life.
Yeah, because
It never does.
it never does.
Right? Careers rarely follow a straight line.
They don't.
And that's where I think flexibility comes in.
Okay.
The source highlights that it's so important
Okay.
to reassess your goals periodically.
Okay.
And it's not about giving up.
Right.
It's about being open to adjusting
Yeah, like adjusting the sail.
Adjusting the sails, yes.
Yeah.
As you learn and grow.
Yeah. And something that really resonated with me is this idea that sometimes letting go of a goal
Oh.
can actually be a sign of progress.
It's true. Sometimes we cling to goals that no longer serve us.
Yeah.
They don't align with our values anymore. We've
Yeah.
outgrown them.
Yeah.
And letting go can be so freeing.
Yeah.
It opens up space for new aspirations.
New and better things.
Yes.
Yeah. And the source also talks about Priya.
Oh, yes. Priya, tell me about her.
She's got a really
Yeah.
interesting story about how she reached her career goals. So tell me about her journey.
Well, Priya wanted to become a project manager within 3 years.
Yeah.
Pretty ambitious goal,
That's a big one.
especially for someone just starting out.
Yeah. So how did she even begin to tackle that?
Well, she started by getting really clear on what success looked like for her.
Okay.
I mean, not just picturing herself in the role, but breaking it down into tangible steps,
Oh.
using the SMART framework.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have heard of SMART goals,
Right.
but how did she actually use them?
All right. Well, Priya's story really highlights how to use them strategically.
Okay.
And, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Right.
But the R, the relevant, is so important when it comes to career goals.
So is this goal really aligned with my values?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this really in line with who I am and what I want to do?
Exactly. It's not just about checking boxes.
It's not.
It's about...
It's about finding a path that feels meaningful.
So tell me, what were some of Priya's SMART goals?
Well, one of her goals was to complete a project management certification within 6 months. So that gave her a deadline, a target to aim for, and helped her gain that specific knowledge.
Yeah. So she was investing in her development to get closer to that goal.
Investing in herself.
Yeah. But she didn't stop there.
She did not. She also started seeking out opportunities to gain leadership experience.
Okay.
Even within her current role.
So she wasn't just waiting for a promotion.
She wasn't. She was creating those opportunities.
They're making it happen.
Making it happen. Proving herself.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
And she also made it a point to seek out mentorship.
Okay.
From experienced project managers.
So smart.
She recognized that learning from those who had already walked the path would be invaluable.
Mentorship is so powerful.
It is.
It's like having a guide.
Right.
Yeah. And I bet our listeners are already starting to think about their own aspirations.
I hope so.
And how they can apply this.
Yeah, because coming up next, we're actually going to guide you.
Yes.
Through a practical exercise that will help you take all this inspiration and turn it into an action plan.
I love it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back and ready to get to work.
All right, let's do it.
So we've heard some inspiring stories.
We have.
And we've learned some powerful strategies.
Yes.
But now it's time to apply it all.
I love this part.
Yeah, to your own career journey.
Yes, this is where the magic happens.
Okay, so think of this next section as your personalized goal-setting workshop.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay, we're going to guide you through an exercise that will help you take those dreams and turn them into a roadmap for success.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am so. Grab a pen and paper or open up your favorite note-taking app because we're about to get down to business.
Let's go.
First things first.
Okay.
Think about one career goal that really lights you up.
Yeah.
It could be landing a specific job, mastering a new skill, starting your own business.
All right.
Anything.
Anything.
That gets you excited.
Yeah, don't hold back. This is your chance to dream big.
Yes, dream big.
Yeah, imagine yourself achieving this goal. What does it feel like?
Yes.
What impact will it have on your life?
How will it change things?
Yeah, let that feeling fuel your commitment.
Yes, get excited about it.
Yes.
Now let's get specific. We're going to use the SMART framework to turn that dream into a well-defined goal.
Love it.
But remember, as we talked about before, that R for relevant is key.
So important.
Yeah. So ask yourself, does this goal truly align with my values?
Yeah.
And my vision for my future?
Does it feel right in your gut?
Yeah. Does this feel right?
Yeah.
Okay. So once you've got that clarity,
okay,
it's time to start crafting your SMART goal statement.
All right, let's do it.
And remember, specific is key.
Yes.
What exactly do you want to achieve?
Be clear.
Be clear.
And concise.
Yeah. Avoid vague language.
Right. Like, I want to be a better leader. What does that even mean?
Yeah, like what does that even look like?
Yeah, be more specific.
Yeah.
Like, I want to lead a team of 5 people
Okay.
within my company in the next 2 years.
See, that's specific.
That's specific.
All right, now let's talk measurable.
Okay, how will you know
Yeah.
if you've actually achieved your goal?
Yeah. What metrics or milestones will you use to track your progress?
I like to think about tangible outcomes.
Okay, so give me an example.
Okay, so say your goal is to start your own business.
Okay.
Your measurable targets could be securing funding,
Okay.
developing a prototype,
All right.
or even launching your website.
So you're breaking it down.
Breaking it down into smaller steps
Yes.
that you can actually track.
Yeah, and those milestones give you a sense of accomplishment
Oh, yes, they do.
as you check them off your list.
It feels so good.
Yes, it does. Now let's talk achievable.
Okay, is this goal realistic?
Yeah.
Given your current skills, resources, time frame?
Yeah, it's okay to be ambitious.
It is.
But you also want to set yourself up for success.
Exactly.
So if your goal feels too overwhelming, just break it down.
Break it down.
Yeah, into smaller milestones that feel more attainable.
Bite-sized pieces.
Exactly, bite-sized pieces, all right, the time-bound.
Yeah. When do you want to achieve this goal.
Yeah.
Setting that deadline
Yeah.
creates a sense of urgency.
It makes it real.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're marking it on the calendar.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark it on the calendar.
All right. So you should have your SMART goal written down now.
You should.
But we're not done yet.
I know. Get excited.
Okay, remember how James created that structured plan with specific actions?
I do.
We're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
It's time to break that big goal down
Yes.
into smaller milestones.
I love milestones.
Yeah, they're like checkpoints
They are.
along your journey.
So aim for like 3 to 5.
Okay.
That will lead you
To your ultimate goal.
to the top of the mountain.
Exactly. All right, so give me an example.
Okay, so say your goal is to transition into freelance writing
Okay.
within a year.
Okay.
Okay? Your milestones might be building a portfolio
Okay.
of writing samples,
Right.
creating a website,
Okay.
and networking with potential clients.
So each milestone is bringing you closer
Closer and closer
to that end goal.
to the top.
And here's the key.
Okay.
You have to identify at least one action step for each milestone
So what can you do today, this week, this month,
to move you closer
to that milestone?
Okay. So for building your portfolio,
Okay.
what could you do?
You could commit to writing 1 new piece per week.
Okay. To create your website?
You could start researching platforms.
All right.
And for networking.
You could join online communities,
Okay.
attend industry events.
Those are all good actions.
Right.
So those action steps turn your plan into doable tasks.
Yes.
It's not so overwhelming anymore.
It feels manageable.
It does. Now, here's the final and crucial step.
I'm ready.
Commit to reviewing your progress regularly.
Yes.
Mark it on your calendar.
Put it in the schedule.
Set aside time each month to reflect on what you've accomplished.
Okay.
Celebrate your wins.
Yes.
And make adjustments if you need to.
Right, because flexibility is key.
Yeah,
Career paths are rarely linear,
they're not.
and it's totally okay to adapt your goals.
Right? Or your timelines.
Or your timeline. As needed.
Yes.
The important thing is to just stay committed
Stay committed.
to the process.
And keep moving forward.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to course correct.
Not correct. Absolutely.
Like if things change,
Life happens.
yeah, your goals might need to evolve.
They do. They do.
That's perfectly normal.
Absolutely.
What matters is that you're regularly checking in with yourself
Yeah.
and reassessing those priorities.
And making sure your goals still align with your vision.
Yeah, so celebrate those wins.
Yes. Celebrate every win.
No matter how small.
No matter how small.
Acknowledge those accomplishments.
It's important.
Keeps you motivated.
It boosts that confidence.
Yes, and we get so caught up
We do.
in like what's next
What's next? What's next?
that we forget to celebrate.
Yeah, we forget to appreciate how far we've come.
So give yourself a pat on the back
Yes.
for every step, for every milestone, for every challenge.
You want this.
Okay, so you've identified a goal that resonates with you. You've created that SMART plan,
Yes.
and you've broken it down into those actionable steps.
Beautiful.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to discuss.
Okay.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive into how to cultivate a mindset that supports your success. Okay, we're back for the final part
Part 3.
of our deep dive into achieving your career goals.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. This is where it gets really interesting.
It does.
We've talked about setting those SMART goals, breaking them down into those actionable steps,
Yes.
and being flexible
Right.
when things change.
Because they always do.
But there's one crucial element we haven't explored yet.
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's mindset.
Mindset.
It's so important.
It is.
You can have the most brilliant plan,
Right.
but if you don't believe in yourself,
Yeah.
you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, our source material really emphasizes this,
They do.
the power of mindset.
Mindset is everything.
So think about it.
Okay.
Have you ever had a goal? Maybe you even started taking steps toward it,
Mm-hmm.
and then that little voice of doubt
Oh, yeah.
creeps in.
I know that voice.
I do too.
It tells you you're not good enough.
Not experienced enough.
Not smart enough.
Not whatever enough.
Not enough.
We've all been there.
We all have those moments.
And the podcast gives us a really interesting way to deal with that inner critic.
Oh, tell me.
Instead of trying to ignore it
Tell me.
or push it down,
Yeah.
they actually say, acknowledge it
Okay.
and challenge it head on.
So, like, have a conversation with it.
Yeah, put those negative thoughts on trial.
Put them on trial. I
Yeah.
love that.
Okay, so what questions should we be asking ourselves?
Well, the source suggests asking, is there any evidence to support this belief?
Okay.
Or is this just fear talking?
So is it fact or fiction?
Exactly. Are those doubts based on reality?
Right.
Or are they just stories we're telling ourselves?
Yeah, and what if those doubts are rooted in past setbacks?
That's a good point, because sometimes those setbacks can really make us question ourselves.
You can.
Right.
Yeah.
But the source encourages us to reframe those experiences as learning opportunities.
So how do we do that?
Ask yourself, what did I gain from that situation?
Okay.
And how can I use that knowledge to move forward?
So turn those perceived failures into fuel for growth.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
It is. Instead of letting them hold you back,
Yeah.
you use them to propel you forward.
And the source also talks about positive affirmations.
Oh, yes.
Which might sound cheesy.
They can be a little cheesy, but they work.
They really do.
If you consciously replace those doubts with positive statements, it can actually rewire your thinking over time.
It's amazing.
It really is.
So instead of saying, I'm not good at networking, you might say, I am open to connecting with new people.
And building relationships.
Yes.
It's about shifting that self-talk.
Yeah. To be more empowering.
More supportive.
Yeah, and remember, your mindset is a muscle.
It is a muscle.
You have to train it.
You got to work it out.
The more you practice these techniques, the stronger it becomes.
The stronger you become.
But sometimes we need a little help.
We do.
From our friends.
We're not meant to do it alone.
We're not.
The source also talks about having a support system.
Yes, it's so important.
It is.
To have people who believe in you.
Yeah, who encourage you.
Who celebrate your wins.
Who celebrate you?
Yes.
That makes a huge difference.
It's like having your own cheer squad.
Your own personal cheer squad.
I love that.
I know, it's great.
And don't be afraid to seek out mentorship.
Mentorship is so valuable.
It is.
Learning from their experiences, getting their guidance.
It can change everything.
It can be a game changer.
So to wrap things up.
Okay.
Achieving your career goals isn't just about having a plan.
Right?
It's about cultivating a mindset that supports your success.
That supports your dream.
Challenge those negative thoughts.
Yes.
Embrace those positive affirmations.
Yes.
And surround yourself with people who believe in you.
To believe in your dreams.
And remember, the journey is just as important.
Just as important.
As the destination.
It's all about the journey.
Embrace the challenges. Celebrate the wins.
Yes.
And never stop learning and growing.
Never stop growing.
We hope this deep dive has given you the tools and the inspiration you need to take control of your career journey.
Yes.
And create a future that excites you.
A future you love.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.